everybody, welcome to Vlogmas episode 2, and I think I'm more excited for this video than any video that I've ever filmed. So this is a kind of yap session with me. I have not done a yap session yet on my channel, and I am just so excited to talk to you guys. I haven't really talked about who I am as a person. I've been doing a lot of vlogs. I entered YouTube doing vlogs, so I feel like I never introduced myself, and different than other people, I'm not viral on any other platform. So this is really raw and getting to know me. You guys don't know who I am. So I am so excited to be here and talk to you guys. I will definitely be bringing more of this type of content to my channel. So welcome. I have my wine. Grab your wine. Sit down with me. Let's talk. Let's be friends. Honestly, I feel like I'm at the point in my life, which we'll talk about later, that I have no friends. You guys are my friends. So thanks for watching. And we're just gonna get right into it. So I did ask my Instagram to ask me questions, and then I have my own questions that I'm gonna answer, things that I think you guys should know about me. So just to start off, I am 26 years old. I'm a Pisces. I am from a really small city. I don't really feel comfortable saying where I live at, but I am from a small city. I'm not in Atlanta or Cali or New York or anything crazy. Like, I'm your hometown girl, but I wouldn't say I live in the country either. So yeah, 26 years old, single woman, no kids, just me and my dog thugging it. As far as my career goes, I work in property management, and I've done that on and off for like the last 3 years. I also did some work as an interior designer. I've basically done every job that you can ever imagine. I've worked since I was 14 years old, and yeah, we'll get into that. Let's dive in. Okay, so I should have done this before I started the video, which was like YouTube questions. Okay, I'm kind of gonna like match them. So the first question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a pretty, I like that question. So where do I see myself in 5 years? So I'm 26, so in 5 years I'll be 31. Hopefully at that point in my life I am deep into my career. So right now I work in property management, but my ultimate goal is to work in development when it comes to properties. I'm also going to school in January. I start school in January to pursue construction management, and I want to be responsible or be in the know when it comes to building buildings, if that makes sense. So right now, property management, I basically manage the property itself, the people, the residents, like the budget of the property, things like that. But in project management and as a construction manager, I would be overseeing the construction of a building. So that is my ultimate goal. I want to be knee deep in my career by then. Hopefully I'm also like in a long-term relationship if I'm not married in 5 years. And I feel like 5 years is very short, like years to go by like that. So yeah, hoping I'm knee deep in my career and I am in a long-term relationship at that point, just starting my life. I would love to be building a home around that time. That's one of my ultimate goals. So yeah, now my main focus is my career, but 5 years is really short. We'll see what Bree can do in 5 years. Hopefully I am monetized on YouTube. I am making money from just showing up and being myself. That would be awesome. Okay, next question. What made you want to move into the content creating space? So the next question was, what made me want to move into the content creating space? And it is so funny to talk about this. So ever since I was a really little girl, I think embarrassingly, you may or may not, my sister would just die. Like, you get on YouTube and you found like old YouTube channel. I think we did like pranks, and we also did music videos or something, like walk around with the camera and pretend like that cracks me up. I have always wanted to be on YouTube since I was very, very small, like 9, 10 years old. I was watching the girls do hauls and makeup, and I would just used to watch the videos and be like, I can't wait. I wish I was them. You know, wish I could had the money to do the hauls and the cameras. And like growing up in my family, creating content wasn't like a thing until it became a thing. You know, I know some of us got like a head start, and I wish my mom would have bought me that camera at 10. Who knows what my life would look like right now. But I've always made content. I've just never posted it online, and it's never seemed like, until now, it's 2024, it just didn't seem like a solid career path. Like even still now, I feel a little like embarrassed, but people are like, oh, what is it that you want to do? You know, I'm like, oh, I want to make content. It sounds so cliche, but I have always made content. Like I have so many videos of myself in my phone, just like, hi, and there is no audience, no one is there, it's just me. So I've always made content, and honestly, I call it crazy if you want to, I always talk to myself. I have always been the type of person to like talk to themselves, and I didn't grow up as an only child. I have 2 siblings. Me and my sister, we've always like shared a room. Me and my sister are 13 months apart, and we're very close, very close. We've always shared a room. And then I have my little brother. He is 18 now, so we're 8 years apart. And I just feel like I've never been alone, but for someone who's never been alone, I have always like, talked to myself and problem solved to myself. And I think a lot of that has to do with just being able to emotionally regulate myself at a very young age. Yeah, which is something that I have always done. Regulate myself. I've always had journals. So I feel like talking to myself, like my family makes fun of me and Marie's always talking to herself, but genuinely I was always talking to myself. So I like to say, yes, you guys see me on camera and you see me like talking right now, but honestly, if the camera wasn't here, I'd probably still having the same conversation. I don't know. Maybe I should be diagnosed or something. I don't know. But just the type of person that I am, I've always been like this. And so it's always been within me. I just have never had the confidence to actually show up on the internet and show people who I am in a more vulnerable way. And so I'm so excited about being on this journey because it's been a long time coming. If you know me personally, then you know that. And that's how I got started into content. I just watched at a very young age the other vlogs and the other girlies. I used to love PB Bunny, Polina. I don't know if she will ever watch my content ever, but I love her. I used to watch her religiously. I would race home from school when I was in like 4th grade so I can get on YouTube, use my mom's iPad or phone or computer because I didn't have my own at that time, and just watch girls on YouTube be cute and fun. So I think now that I'm 26, I finally gained the confidence to, I don't want to say bare my soul to the world, because I do believe making content, there are some things that you need to keep private, but I'm so confident in who I am at this point in my life that I feel ready to share my life with the internet. And we grew up in the age of the internet, but I'm a very private person, and I just never felt ready. I never felt ready for it until now. So everything happens for a reason, and I always beat myself up. If I would have started this then, or if I would have did it this time, what would my life look like? But it is what it is. We're here now, and I'm so happy to be here. So next question, do you want to move out of your city? 100%. I honestly, so when I said I've worked every job that you can ever imagine, I promise you, I have worked every job that you can ever imagine. Straight out of high school, I went to the military. That didn't pan out. When I came home from the military, I worked in the hospital just as an admin assistant, because that's what I did in the military. Didn't like being in the hospital. Then I went to properties. Then I left properties, went to interior design, and then real estate, and then now I'm back in property management. It's so funny how life works, because at the time I was just like, I just need to find a job that aligns with what I've been doing when I was in the military. And my administration work and wanting to be in real estate because I did, so caveat, I hope this isn't all over the place. I'm gonna work on that. You have to pay, it's like $500 for a real estate class, and then you have to pass the class to be eligible for the state exam, and you have 1 year from the date that you pass the class to take the state exam. And I never took the state exam. I did pass the class though, so when I was like, I want to be in real estate, shout out to Brian, I want to be in real estate, I didn't really take it that seriously, and now if I wanted to do it, I would have to go back to class. Whatever, that was really irrelevant. I also worked as a bottle girl too, right out of the military. That was probably my funnest job ever. Obviously, I'm almost 30 now. Do I want to still be in the nightclub at almost 30 years old? Not really, no. Not here where I am from. It's a very small city. When you go out here, you basically see the same people that you've seen the last year. Tourists don't come here. Celebrities don't really come here. So moving out of here, I just feel like when I was in the military, so I went to the military from 2016 to 2019. And when I was there, I was stationed in Yokosuka, Japan the whole time. And so while I was there, I just wanted to come home so badly. I just wanted to be around people that look like me and be around familiar environments, and I was just over it. And now that I've been home, since then I got home when I was 22, now I'm 26, it's been about 4 years or so. I feel like I've outgrown the city and I want nothing more than to explore. So I don't really see myself living here beyond 30 years old. I give it another couple of years and then I will be making my plans to exit, because you can outgrow a city, it's a thing. Next question. How did you meet your boyfriend? So when I made this originally, I was in a relationship. I am no longer. Let's talk about it. I need some wine for this, hold on. I am chronically single. I am 26 years old. I feel like throughout my entire life, I've had 3 boyfriends. People that I would consider a boyfriend, I've had 3 of them. And I've always been single and in situationships, and I just thought that was fun. That's the thing to do, and it's not. So I was in a relationship within the past year, and that did end. I feel like it takes a lot of maturity. Prior to that relationship, I had been celibate and single. Usually when I'm single, I'm still texting, talking, dealing with somebody. At this point in my life, I was not talking to anybody. I was going to work, I was going to school, I was going to the gym, I was coming home. And yeah, I spent basically a whole year doing that before I decided to join a dating app. And I'm like, even if there's no prospects for me to get to know because I haven't been out, I don't do anything. So I did get on a dating app and I met someone and we had a relationship. Honestly, I would like to say that we had a good relationship. I think that over the course in time, we both learned that we're just very different. We come from different worlds. Not to say if you come from different worlds, your relationship can't work, but I think there was also an age difference in that relationship. I was a lot younger than he was. So we just realized it wouldn't benefit, or it would be selfish for the both of us to try to hold on to each other when we may be suited for better people. And after our relationship ended, of course I was sad a little bit, but I knew that there was a bigger purpose and that there was something much more fulfilling for me coming into my life. And I think it's amazing that I can sit here and tell you guys that, because the old Brie would cling. She would just be like, nope, it doesn't matter, this is already written, because I'm telling you that it's already written and I'm in control and we have to be together. So, or like, this relationship is going to be, no matter how toxic, that doesn't mean anything. All relationships are toxic. Listen to me. If you don't hear anything I say, if you don't even watch the rest of this video, when I tell you, when you learn to love yourself deep down in your soul, love who you are, including your flaws, there are things that you will realize that you don't want to put up with. That you will not take mistreatment, you will not take disrespect. And in that relationship, he was never disrespectful to me. He never really mistreated me. And I think that was just a testament of the work that I had been doing on myself prior to meeting him. But I really feel like even within that relationship, I was willing, or I was more like, okay, you are an amazing person. I am who I am. And it doesn't mean that we're destined to be together. When you love yourself, you just know what your worth is, and that it is okay to love someone from a distance. It is okay to, especially because we're so young. I have so many friends and like family, they've been in the same relationship since they were very young, in high school, 21, 22, 23, whatever the case is, and they're realizing that they're outgrowing their partner, or they're just growing up in a way that everything around them starts to look foreign. And that's what happens on a spiritual journey. And to sum it all up, what I'm saying is I love myself so much that I knew that something else was gonna come in and be better, because for whatever reason this experience was not compatible with me. And he was not a bad person, there was no cheating, there was rarely any arguing. It was kind of like, you don't want to be with anyone who you feel like holds you back. And I think in my past relationships, I just felt like, or my past situationships, I just felt like no matter what, we should see it through because I like you, and I don't even like people. But it's just not. Spiritually, we are here to experience each other. And it sounds annoying. Nobody wants to hear that. You're heartbroken and you're like, but we are here to experience each other, to better ourselves, to learn more about ourselves. So I was willing to let that relationship go because I knew it meant that it would free up the path for the person that I'm supposed to be with to find me. And there's just so much power in that. And that's where I am right now. So I am single for now. So I'm single. I just really care about my career and what my future looks like for myself and for my family. And that's what I'm mainly concerned about. Boys, I'm checked out of that whole thing because I feel like when something is ordained, it's never gonna miss you. When it's meant to happen, it's gonna not happen. And releasing control and knowing that we're not gonna be together, so what does the universe have next? That is my mentality, has helped me a lot along the way. I hope that made sense. I'm a little tipsy because I'm drinking this wine. Where are your favorite places to shop? I'm not rich yet. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm not rich yet. I can't wait to be in a space where I can spend however much money I want on clothes, but I'm not there yet. But I have a love for fashion that will never die. So I love to thrift. There is a thrift store in my city. It's called Amanda's. I love it so much. It's my favorite place to go ever, and I can't even believe I just told you guys about it. But you can get I like name brand, high quality clothing. I'm not super big on Shein, but I love Shein and Amazon and things like that for accessories and like cute little basics. But as far as getting really quality clothing, I love to thrift. If you don't like going to like a thrift store, I get on Poshmark a lot. I love mixing and matching, obviously. So one of my favorite places to go is Aritzia. I love Aritzia. I also love H&M. H&M is a little more upscale than Forever 21 in my opinion. I like Pretty Little Thing too, but their quality, I feel like I'm starting to go like that. But I like Pretty Little Thing, but a lot of the clothes that you guys will see me wear, I probably thrifted like 3 or 4 of the outfits that are there, minus like the shoes and the bag. Honestly, that's the only thing that I probably didn't thrift. So love thrifting. I think that's all I know there was another one. Okay, but yeah, that's probably where majority of my money goes, is to bags and shoes, and then everything else I just thrift to go with the outfits, because I like high quality clothes for a low quality price. Okay, But yeah, so now we're gonna get into the chat GPT questions that I thought, these are questions that I just wanted to answer for you guys. So let's get into it. What is the most valuable lesson that I have learned when it comes to personal growth? This is a great question. So when it comes to personal growth, I am learning, because I'm still learning, no one cares about you. And not in the way, like, I have always been a person who felt like if all eyes were on me, I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe, I can't even think. And I'm learning to like walk into rooms. And I seen a post and it was so funny. It was, I try to tell myself nobody's paying attention to me, and then I walk in the room and I find somebody who is paying attention to me, and it reconfirms my anxiety to be anxious when I walk into spaces. But I am learning that we are all just living our own lives. Nobody cares about my life more than they care about their own. At least they shouldn't. But we're all just living our own lives. Nobody is, when I make a mistake or I fuck up, there is not an audience on hand that's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all just worried about our own lives, and honestly that's brought me so much comfort and reassurance that I am not a fuck up and everybody is not waiting on my downfall. As far as personal growth, I've also learned to really be by myself. So I mentioned it earlier, but growing up, I have always been around, like me and my sister shared rooms basically until I went to the military. And then once I got out the military, I lived at my mom's house, I had my own room, and then I moved out and I had my own apartment. But prior to that, I just feel like I didn't spend a lot of time alone. I was always around friends. And then before being around friends, I was around my sister. I never really had alone time. And the more time that I spent by myself, the more I got to know who I am. And that's a really, I think a lot of people are scared to face who they are by themselves when nobody else is around. And I was one of those people. And so as far as personal growth goes, I've learned that spending time alone is very necessary for me. And I'm alone, no phones. I'm not picking up the phone, I'm not texting, I'm not calling. I'm just cold turkey spending time by myself. It's really transformed the person that I am, because it's necessary. You need to unplug from the internet. You need to take time to spend by yourself and not with anybody else. Also, when it comes to my relationships, really just not like dealing with people and learning that this is life and people come and go because we are here to experience, and we cannot control the way that somebody else shows up in our life. We just have to stay true to ourselves and navigate around that. So those are some of my biggest lessons. Just learning who I am has made me a person who always believes in myself, and there's nothing that nobody can tell me about me that I don't know. So that's another thing. Know thyself. Knowing myself, it just builds my confidence times a million. How do you stay motivated when pursuing your goals? That is a really good question. I really am up and down when it comes to procrastination. I can be the biggest procrastinator you've ever met. And honestly, I get a hard on for vengeance. I am that girl. I am one of those people that vengeance is my motivator. And it's not the best thing in the world to be motivated by vengeance. But if you tell me you don't think I can do something, or if you try to sow seeds of doubt into what I'm trying to accomplish, I'm turned up. There is nothing that can stop me from pursuing those goals. Another thing that I want to take into me in 2025 is crazy, but going into 2025, I really just want to stick to my goals. I think my biggest problem throughout my entire life has been finding things that I like for a month or two, and then after that I'm kind of done with it and I don't see it through. And there's so many points where I'm like, that could have taken me pretty far. YouTube, for example. So I really just want to stick things out even when they get hard. When things get hard, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not meant for you. It may be that you just need to go harder through the curve. So I've adopted the mentality when something hurts my feelings or things start to seem difficult, I work even harder in those moments because I know that the devil is trying to get me down, and I need to prove to the universe and to myself that I can't be defeated. That's honestly what gets me through hard work, not wanting to be defeated. If you could go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self? This is a good question. I would tell her that, younger Bree, you are beautiful, you are brilliant, you are kind, but you are not naive. I think, again, I struggled with self-esteem a lot throughout my life, and self-esteem will affect the way that you work, the way that you show up in the world, the relationships that you indulge yourself in, the friendships that you indulge yourself in, the way that you maneuver when it comes to family. Self-esteem is tied to everything, and until I reached a confident point in my life, I think I was very sad, and I was just like, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I want to be, I don't know if I'm good enough. You are good enough. You've been good enough. You were born good enough. Will you continue to work on yourself and be better, or will you let life defeat you? And you are so beautiful that you don't even have to prove to anybody else that you are beautiful. And that is what I would tell my younger self. And people, they say things like, oh, when you put on makeup, you're just trying to show people, like, you're trying to look better than you actually look. I think that's insane. I feel like I love makeup. It's beautiful, but it doesn't completely transform what I look like as a person. Like, what I look like without makeup and what I look like with makeup, they're the same person. So just know that it's your life to live, and that your circumstances and where you come from and the things that you've been through don't define you. And at any point you can wake up and change your life. So I think hearing that at 19 would have maybe saved my life. How has your perspective on relationships changed over the years? We are really here as spiritual beings to experience. We are here to experience other people and their energy. We are not here to cage butterflies and collect them as we go, because you can't cage souls. So I'm really learning to release control, because I can't control how someone shows up in my life. I can only control my own actions, and to know how somebody else feels or how somebody else acts isn't a direct reflection of my self-worth. So I'm me and you're you, and if we can't meet in the middle as far as what we want in life, that's okay. That means that you're supposed to be on a different path, and so am I. Over the years, I've really learned to just relax when it comes to relationships and not control them. What qualities do you value most in a partner? What qualities do I value most in a partner? It would probably be someone who wants to also work on themselves. I don't believe as individuals we will be better in a relationship if we aren't doing our own work for ourselves. And soul work, not like career work, but soul work. Please have a career. But I just mean just someone who wants to be a better person than they were the night before or the day before, who goes to sleep and wakes up, how can I be better than I was yesterday? That's honestly all I can ask, and it sounds like such a small feat. And you can say that you're that person, but it will be apparent once you get so close to somebody. So it's actually not as easy as some people think. What's one piece of advice for finding love while loving yourself? Keep your non-negotiables. I'm probably gonna sound like Shira. She's like mother. She's a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. I love her so much. But as a woman, we have the keys to literally create civilization, and that should be honored in the highest regard. Loving myself turned into honoring myself and honoring the person that I am, and not accepting bullshit. My non-negotiables are non-negotiable. I won't put up with this. I won't put up with that, and it won't waver depending on who I'm with. And you also just, you don't deal with disrespect. I don't deal with disrespect because I love myself so much. I can be in my own company. If I want to get disrespectful when it comes to me, I can be disrespectful to myself. Nobody else is more of a critic of me than me. So definitely, while loving myself and still being open to love, I know that the person that's going to come in my life is going to respect me as a person and what I want out of life and the boundaries that I have set in place. And so if you come into my life and you don't respect that, then that means that we're not equally yoked and you shouldn't be here. How has family influenced your journey so far? My family is everything. I live, breathe, eat, sleep my family. I talk to my sister and my mom probably like 20 times a day. And they have just instilled a confidence in me. I don't want to cry. Especially my little sister, she has always believed in me, even when I did not believe in myself. Everything is not like peaches and cream when it comes to family. We're family. We have our own caveats. We are people with our own journeys who dealt with our family at different stages in the generation. So we have our own traumas, but I'm just really grateful for my family and to have people that I can call who believe in me on the days that I don't believe in me. My mom has always told me to make content, and just not being confident enough as her young daughter to do so until now is emotional for me. My family are my biggest supporters, and they are also my motivation to be somebody. I feel like I owe them that. I am going to be somebody, I am somebody, and I want my family to know that it was because of them and the confidence that they instilled in me. So I can't mess up my makeup. What have you learned about grief and healing from losing a parent? And I feel like this might be a little heavy for first with me. But my father was murdered when I was a baby. I think I was almost 1 year old when he was taken from me. And honestly, I am a young girl, my father a grown man. So I have always felt like a duty to not let him down here on earth while he's in the spiritual realm, because I do feel like he is always watching me. Because my father was murdered when I was so very young, I think my grief was halted many years, like tens of years. So when he passed away, I was about 1 year old. And my mom tells me all the time, I would never forget the look on your face. And I was only a baby, so I couldn't speak. I couldn't intelligently tell people what I was feeling at that time. So we fast forward some years. I never talked about my dad when I was a kid, really, because I didn't want to, because it would make me cry. And then around 16, I think I really started to deal with it, which is crazy. But when you lose a parent, and if you've ever lost a parent, it's been many years. It's been 24 years, and it can still bring me to tears. But if you ever lost a parent, with those feelings just kind of, it's like a hole in your heart, like you're missing something. And so I think in my teenage years, I was feeling that the most. And then as I got into my 20s, I really started to dive deeper into the healing when it comes to losing my dad. And I just realized that when people leave us here on earth, that we're more protected spiritually. And I just want to make him proud, the same as I want to make my mom proud, even though he's not here, which is crazy, but it's not. Like, when you don't have your parents here, you can still feel them, and I can still feel my dad. Like, he's here right now. So healing, it takes many years. I pray that none of you have ever had to deal with losing a parent, but if you have, know that I used to think, why me, all the time when I was younger. Why I just wished for a two-parent household, and I didn't have that growing up. But now that I'm older, I realize that our experiences make us different. They make us stronger. So everybody is dealt a different hand, a different pair of cards, and this is mine. So we're gonna move on to fitness questions. What advice do I have for someone just starting their fitness journey? Start. Literally just start. So my fitness journey, I was in the military, so I did work out, but I was forced to work out, so I hated working out. I never spent really any of my free time dedicated to working out until I had a physical exam and I had to. So I don't really count that. And growing up, high school sports, never played a sport. And it's so funny because when I went to the military, I realized how athletic of a person that I am. When I spent my whole high school, middle school, elementary, I never played a sport. Hilarious. I was like a bookworm, geek, shy, quiet kid. So I never played a sport. A little extra shift, work at the gym. I learned a lot working at the gym. I worked there for almost a year. And I say that to say you can start from ground zero and still have a fitness journey. How I motivate myself is I love cute gym outfits. I love to look cute while I'm in the gym. I also worked at a gym for a whole year. I know that's not feasible for a lot of people, but if you're intimidated by the gym and you have the time or capacity to pick up like a little extra shift. So that taught me a lot. And then I'm really good about reading my body and what it needs. So just start, do the research, watch the YouTube videos, watch the TikToks, and then go to the gym. Find the nearest gym membership, put your headphones in, drink your pre-workout, don't drink your pre-workout, whatever you want to do, and just start. I've been on my fitness journey since 2021. I've been on and off, but right now we're back in the bag. 2022, I was deep in my bag as far as the fitness journey, so we're kind of getting like back to that here in 2024. How has your spiritual journey shaped the way you approach life and its challenges? This is a really good one. How has my spiritual journey shaped the way I approach life and its challenges? I look at life like a video game. We are Sims characters and we are able to create our environment and what it is that we want to be around us. We quite literally, other than our family members, but as you get older, you get the choice on who you want to deal with and who you don't want to. So we quite literally handpick all the people that we want to show up or be around our lives, which curate the experiences. So I take that very seriously. I don't want to invite chaos into my life on purpose. I look at life like a box of chocolates. You can literally make it whatever it is you want. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It doesn't matter what your flaws are. It doesn't matter what you've been through. You can shape life the way that you want it. It doesn't matter how many times I've been knocked down. I won't stay down. You cannot keep me down unless you drown me. I'm so serious, and that might sound like so somber and dramatic, but it's so true. I cannot be kept down, and I've been knocked over and knocked down 50 million times throughout my lifetime, and I just get back up. It's like Phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, I just get back up. Phoenix. I said Phoenix. Phoenix rising from the ashes. So I continue to fight no matter what the challenges are. And I welcome challenges in my life because I have been put to the test as far as my resilience goes, and I know that I can basically overcome anything. You can come back from anything. This life is what I want to make it, and so I have a vision on what I want my life to look like, and I'm very stuck on that vision. There's nothing that can really change it. So yeah, know what you want, and know that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you have, no matter what you don't have, you can make the life that you want a reality. And I'm saying that for all of us because I'm nowhere close to where it is that I want to soar. But I know that it's such a reality for me that I feel like I'm there already. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching Vlogmas episode 2, listening to my yap, cry, drunk session. I really hope this video turns out the way that you guys anticipated. Please leave a comment down below and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see from me next. I love these chit chat videos. They may be my favorite video. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Leave a comment down below and just let me know where you guys are from. I'm loving to know where my subscribers are from and how old you are. This will end our vlog. I will see you guys on episode 3. Who knows what we're going to bring for Vlogmas episode 3. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.